Hey guys, this is Trav Max Fun and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be reviewing the TV show, the Disney Plus TV show Loki. So today I'm going to be reviewing Loki. I'm also going to be reviewing a lot more MCU and Marvel stuff very soon as well. And also, I'm going to be doing a lot more TV and movie reviews soon as well. I'm trying to catch up on a lot of movie reviews and TV reviews, do more movie and TV reviews very soon. We have so much stuff coming up. Like this Friday, we have the Obi-Wan Kenobi premiere with 2 episodes. Then we have Volume 1 of Stranger Things Season 4. We also have Top Gun Maverick that day. We just have so much content coming up. And tonight, depending on when you're watching this, I don't know if this is going to be posted on the night of May 23rd or the day of May 24th, Tuesday, May 24th. Depending on when you're watching this, but this is currently being recorded on Monday, May 23rd. But tonight we are going to be getting the Thor Love and Thunder trailer. So lots of content, lots of movie and TV shows, lots of movies and TV shows coming very soon. And yeah, so we just have so much content to look forward to. And but today I'm going to be doing a spoiler review of Loki, the whole TV series. And so let's get started. So, all right, let's get started. So, what do I think of Loki, the Disney Plus show? I really like this show, guys. I really enjoyed this show. It's probably now my second favorite MCU show. It was my number one favorite MCU show, but Moon Knight topped that for being my favorite MCU show. But Loki is now my second favorite MCU show. This show is really, really good. Very enjoyable, very fun, and sets up a lot for the MCU. And we're getting a season 2 as well. But we'll dive into all of that stuff right now. So let's get started. So episode 1 is, of course, just an introduction to what the show has in store. We leave off where we left off in Avengers Endgame, where Loki escaped with the Tesseract, and we don't know where he went after that till episode 1, of course. And he gets arrested by the TVA, which is the TVA is basically the police of the sacred timeline. And they have a video in episode 1 explaining about this multiversal war that happened and how the TVA got created. But of course we know most of that was false. And we got a lot more questions answered in episode 6, which we will get to very soon. But then we get introduced to a lot of brand new characters. Mobius, played by Owen Wilson. Mobius is such a great character. Mobius is a great character. And I can't wait to see more of him in season 2. So Mobius is a great character. We see this friendship. We see this friendship of him and Loki throughout the series. But Owen Wilson does a great job playing Mobius. Now we gotta talk about Loki, of course. Tom Hiddleston, of course, does a fantastic job playing the character Loki. We also get introduced to Miss Minutes, basically the mascot, I guess, for the TVA. Then we get introduced to Judge Renslayer, So yeah, we get introduced to a lot of brand new characters that are great, fun, and yeah. So episode 1 was basically just an introduction to what to expect for the show. Also, Infinity Stones make an appearance in this episode, and it turns out that the whole saga of the MCU, 23 movies, and then a conclusion all about just paperweights. Because in episode 1, Casey, who's a worker for the TVA, says that the Infinity Stones in the TVA are used as paperweights. So, whole saga, all for a bunch of paperweights. So, yeah. And then the ending of episode 1, very exciting ending for the rest of the show. And, yeah. Then we move on to episode 2. Episode 2, we start at this fair, and the TVA, we see the TVA enter this timeline this year. It's like 1982 or something. Then they enter this tent where they get attacked by this mysterious person who we see get revealed at the end of this episode. We'll get to that very, very soon. Then Loki, Mobius, and all of the other TVA officers go and investigate what happened. Then we just see more. We see Loki investigating more and searching more about this situation, then he goes to Mobius and tells him what he has learned that could help them, and he uses Mobius's salad as an example of an apocalypse, and he uses the salad as an example of Ragnarok. That was a very, very funny scene. So then they go to an apocalypse where they're trying to find this variant. Variants are definitely a very big part of this show. I don't know why I didn't mention variants before, but variants are variants is a person who jumps off the sacred timeline and creates a whole new timeline, branch timeline. They go to this apocalypse where they're trying to look for this variant, and the variant is also a Loki, and she mind controls a lot of people and has some discussions with Loki. Then at the end of this episode, we see a bunch of time restarters, or whatever they're called, goes through the TVA doors and go to a whole bunch of different timelines, and it's revealed that this variant of Loki is actually Lady Loki, but her real name is Sylvie, which is revealed in episode 3. But we see so much chaos happening, and then we see Loki leave, follow Sylvie, and the episode 2 ends. That was a very, very exciting ending, so that was a very exciting ending, and yeah. Then we move on to episode 3. And episode 3, there's really not much to say about episode 3. Episode 3 is probably my least favorite episode of the show. But something that is revealed in episode 3 is that TVA, all of the workers at the TVA are variants. So that's a very big part that moves the show forward. So yeah, but other than that, episode 3, not really much to say about episode 3. They're trying to get off this planet, and yeah, they're trying to get to this city to charge a temp pad, trying to get off this planet that's about to get crushed by this moon. That's basically about it. So now we move on to episode 4, and episode 4, oh man, this is where things start getting juicy. Episode 4, Loki and Sylvie are arrested, I guess, by the TVA, and Mobius sends Loki in this prison where it replays a moment in Loki's life, and we see the return of Lady Sif from the Thor movies. So that was a really cool cameo. So that was a really cool cameo. And then Loki tells Mobius that the TVA is lying to him, and Mobius decides to go and investigate the situation. And then he does realize that he is a variant. And Sylvie tells the other TVA officer, I forget her name, but she tells the other TVA officer that she's a variant too. So then Mobius goes and gets Loki to try and save the TVA. Something, I don't know. Mobius needs Loki's help until Judge Renslayer comes in and prunes Mobius. And then she takes Loki and Sylvie to the Timekeepers, which are revealed to just be animatronics, fake animatronics. Then Judge Renslayer prunes Loki. Then the episode ends until the credit scene where we see different variants of Lokis. We see Loki from the future, Kid Loki, Alligator Loki. We see this strong Loki. We see a whole bunch of different Lokis, and that leads us to episode 5, where we are now at the end of time, and we see all the Lokis meet Loki, and they have different interactions with each other, and we see that they are trying to escape, trying to get away from this creature called Elias, who is a basically a guard dog for Kang the Conqueror in the comics. We also see some cool Easter eggs here as well, like Thanos' copter and Yellow Jacket's helmet. Then Loki is trying to leave this secret hideout all the Lokis are in, and then we see more Lokis. We see President Loki, who is from the comics. Sylvie also prunes herself to try and go and get Loki. And then Mobius comes in, and then everybody meets up with each other, and Loki and Sylvie have a plan to defeat Elias. And then they're having trouble defeating Elias. They're trying to get past Elias because Sylvie saw that there's a castle at the end of time, and she thinks the person who created the TVA is in that castle. Then we see future Loki come in and recreate all of Asgard to distract Elias. And sadly, future Loki dies. Elias sadly kills him. But Loki and Sylvie are able to get past Elias. They are able to defeat Elias, and they are able to get to this castle, where that now leads us to episode 6. And episode 6 starts off with probably one of the most coolest MCU openings ever. We see the sacred timeline. We see the whole universe, Big Bang, and we just hear different moments from the MCU. We hear moments from Iron Man, Captain America Civil War, Ant-Man, Avengers, Thor, probably every MCU movie has a moment, has a voiceover moment in the opening of this episode. Then we hear other moments from real life events as well. Then we cut back to Loki and Sylvie, and they are entering this castle where they're about to see who created the TVA. And we get a Miss Minutes jump scare, and Miss Minutes tells them that they are about to see He Who Remains. Then then we see this elevator door open. Sorry, guys. We see this elevator door open, and it is none other than Kang the Conqueror. Although it's a different version of Kang. It's He Who Remains, but still it's He Who Remains. It's still Kang, but just He Who Remains. I guess a variant or something. I don't know. But we see Jonathan Majors, his first appearance as Kang in the MCU, and he tells Loki and Sylvie all about the backstory of the TVA. There was once a multiversal war. He saw that there are different universes and different variants of him, and they started this multiversal war. But Kang was able to use Elias to end the multiversal war and create this sacred timeline. And Sylvie tries to kill Kang, He Who Remains, but Loki tries to stop her from killing him. But then I probably should mention this. We see Sylvie and Loki kiss, and then Sylvie sends Loki back to the TVA, and Sylvie then kills He Who Remains, and thus begins the beginning of the multiverse for the MCU. Setups for Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness or Spider-Man No Way Home if you have not seen those films yet. But we just see the sacred timeline branching into different timelines, and that basically begins the MCM, Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. Then Loki goes to Mobius and tells him everything about He Who Remains and Sacred Timeline, and that they broke it. But then Mobius doesn't know who he is, and then ending shot, we see a statue of Kang the Conqueror. Then the episode ends, and we get a confirmation that season 2 is on the way. And that's it. So episode 6 of Loki definitely set up a lot for the MCU. It set up What If. It set up Spider-Man No Way Home. It definitely set up Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything for that film yet. I'm not going to spoil anything for that film. I'm planning on making a separate spoiler review for that film, so don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything. But this film definitely this series definitely set up a lot for the MCU, and I cannot wait for season 2. And this review was more like a recap than an actual review. However, just like a quick review here, things I liked. Jonathan Majors playing He Who Remains. He does a fantastic job playing He Who Remains, and I bet he's going to do an amazing job playing Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. They did a lot of great things, setting up the story, setting up the finale in this show. This finale was definitely different than any of the other Marvel finales. Instead of there being this big final battle, it's mostly dialogue heavy, and sets up a lot for the MCU, of course. But, yeah. But, yeah. Something else I should say, the writing in this show is also very good, too. Great character development, with the characters and Loki. Yeah. They definitely set up a lot for Loki Season 2. Can't wait for Loki Season 2. The score is also very good. And the cinematography as well is very, very, very amazing. So, yeah. But that is basically my review for Loki Season 1. So, yeah. So I cannot wait for Season 2. And, yeah. So what do you guys think of Loki, the Disney Plus show? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Or do you think it's somewhere in between? Let me know in the comments down below. And, yeah. So stay tuned for more reviews, guys, coming very soon. And yeah, sorry if this video is too long. And I'm sorry if this was more like a recap instead of an actual review. But yeah. So that's it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time on Trav Max Fun. Please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.